is about diversity and inclusivity, but I find the recognition to be most about representation, and that's powerful. I see how representation matters everywhere, from elected governments to educational institutions and beyond. We need folks to believe this is normal. We need folks to be able to see what others cannot, to be a voice for what is right, and to be accountable to the community. So with this day, this proclamation, this elected Indigenous person holding the highest elected office for Oklahoma City, this still is not the apex. We need a resolution so that no matter what government comes through Oklahoma City's offices, Indigenous Peoples Day will always be affirmed, and we will always be represented.
Whereas the first inhabitants of what is now known as Oklahoma City were Indigenous peoples who knew this as their homeland. And whereas the 129-year history of Oklahoma City is rich, but overshadowed by the many centuries of Indigenous history that preceded it. And whereas what is now known as the state of Oklahoma ultimately became the home of 39 federally recognized tribes, as well as other people of Indigenous descent. And modern Oklahoma City is the political, economic, and cultural capital of this state that includes significant Indigenous heritage. And whereas, whether called Indigenous, Native American, Native, or American Indian, people of Indigenous descent are strong contributors to modern Oklahoma City, and we value the many contributions made to our community by the knowledge, labor, technology, science, philosophy, arts, and culture of Indigenous people. And whereas Oklahoma City is the home of the annual Sovereignty Symposium, the future home of Sovereign Community School, the future home of the American Indian Cultural Center, and the home of Red Earth. And whereas this year, Oklahoma City elected its first Native mayor, whose office wall is adorned with the first known Native art to hang prominently in the Oklahoma City mayor's office. Thank you, Gigi Smalley. And whereas our community is dedicated to opposing racism, supports equitable access and opportunity for Indigenous people to achieve a high quality of life, employment, education, income, and health care, supports deeper respect for tribal sovereignty, and supports a higher awareness of challenges facing Indigenous people, including social crises like missing and murdered Indigenous women. Now, therefore, I, David Holt, Mayor of the City of Oklahoma City, do hereby proclaim October 8, 2018 as Indigenous Peoples Day in Oklahoma City.